perfect fit closets. How to add installation notes, keyword shortcuts, and templates in our 2020 design software. I already have my 2020 design open and a design with some closet models. And I will proceed to add some notes into my drawing that will be very helpful for my installer and to make sure I go over with them with my customer to make sure everything is correct and exactly as they want it. So first thing, as you can see here, I have my elevate L1, L2, and L3. Those are my 3 elevations. So I will click in here and then right click, double click, sorry, and type in there elevation 1. That's how I want to name it. You can name it his wall, her wall, whatever you prefer. Elevation 1. Then my elevation 2, that is this one. I will double click in here and type elevation 2 and click on OK. And the same thing with my third elevation, elevation 3, and click on OK. So now I will proceed to add the same names of my elevation 1, 2, and 3 in my elevation views and my plan views. So I'll proceed under annotation and click in here, add note. So I will start with my elevation 3. I see my mouse in here and a little square, so I will just place it where I want to add that note. In this case, it will be at the top here. And this will pop up. So it will say add edit note, and I will start typing elevation 1. I'll click on OK. Oh, actually this one is elevation 3, so I'll just click, retype that, elevation 3. And as you can see here, it's in there. I'll do the same with this one. I can always just double click, and if it's the same thing, just Control C to copy that. And elevation 2, got to add note, do the same thing, in my square, click, and Control V just to paste that information in there, and click on type 2, that's my elevation 2, and click on OK. But before I proceed to do this add note all the time, I will create a shortcut so that way I can add all my notes faster. So if I go up here, where is this little line and arrow, I will click in here. It's called Customize Quick Access Toolbar. I will click on More Commands, Keyword Shortcuts, Customize, clicking there. And under Categories, I will find underneath Annotations. And in Commands, I will find my notes. So line to line dimensions here. Oops, sorry. Note. So here, after I have these two selected, I will click in here, press new shortcut key, and I will use my F3 key as my assign key for my note annotations command. So I have to click on assign, then my current keys will show F3, click on close, and OK. So now that I will go to my elevation 1, instead of going here and click add note, it's showing there note F3, so the shortcut is created. So I will just click F3 and automatically it open my add edit note box. I'll click again on Control B to paste my previous note and retype on elevation 1. So I will zoom in here so you can take a look at something. So I can show you another thing that you can do here with your notes. So elevation 1, elevation 2, and elevation 3. I can tell my elevation 2 and like the font on my elevation 2 and elevation 3 and elevation 1 is different. So I can do this manually. For example, if I go to elevation 1 and right click, go to display settings, font, and I know like the font that I usually typically use is Arial. So I'll go and find it, or just type AR and I will find it there. Select that one. On the font style, I use regular, and the size of my font is 8. And that's the color that I use, that is navy. So you can personalize and select whatever you want. If you want to underline that note in there, change the script. So you can do almost anything. And then here it shows you the sampler of how it looks like. So for example, here it will give you a preview. So for now, I'll go back and put Arial regular and the size 8, that I know that's what I had on the elevation 2. Click on apply and OK. And now I have my elevation 1 and elevation 2 the same. I can go here just to confirm that that is correct. So Arial regular size 8 in navy and Western. So that's correct. But then instead of going to every node individually, because I really like this font and this size and I want to make this my default, what I will do is, I don't have anything selected. So what I will do is right click of in the white screen and go to display settings, underneath general, click on plan elements, and for example, I have here that color. If I click on font, I already have it, like Arial regular size 8, exactly everything that I want. I'll click on OK, and I'll save this, save as, and I'll put a name, let's say just text, test, click on save, click on apply, and OK. And if I go to my elevation 3, instead of going there and change it manually, all the notes that I have previously there and the new ones will be in the same font and size and everything. Just if I do this, I go back to display settings, go to my scheme, and select this one that is called text. Take a look at this part here where it says elevation 3. I'll click on apply, and it changed to my previous selections. So if I do another note, click on elevation, sorry, on F3, I want to add a note here to specify what is this accessory that I believe is a pant rack pull out. And for example, it's the same size and everything as my elevation. So if I want to split this, I will go back to edit or double click in there and hit enter just to split that note in there so it's not that big. And in this case, because I already have my scheme predetermined to this size and everything, but if you think this is too high for the notes inside, then that's when I go individually and change any note. So for example, I'll make that note, I'll change the size just to 4, click on apply and OK. And let's I want to keep adding notes, for example, here, this is a bridge shelf that it comes 3 inches oversized, and we have to cut it to fit on size and requires a graphics tool. So that's a really important note. So I will just add it in there. So bridge shelf. So the installer and the customer, everyone knows that to make sure they have that graphics toolkit. Okay. Again, I think that will be too long, so I'll just hit enter to split that. So bridge shelf, I'll say 3 inches oversized, requires graphic toolkit, and click on OK. Again, it will be really big in there, so I'll go to display settings, font, and change that font size to 4, apply, and OK. And because I have the same thing on the other side, I'll just copy that, hit on F, click on F, press F3, sorry. Paste that information there. And just change this one back. If you know, another option is if you know, like the font size that you will use the most, maybe just do your default with that one and then just add the other notes in the bigger size. So here we usually add that these are, as we specified before, that these ones are, click on F3, 14-inch deep tall models, and click on OK. If I had a wall model somewhere, I specify that there so the installer and everyone knows that it's a combination of our models, wall model system and the tall models. So all the notes that you want to add in there, you can do it. Elevation 1, I'll do the same with this one. This is a pull-out hamper. Click on OK. Click on OK. This one doesn't have the scheme that I want, so I will hit escape. I don't have anything selected. Display settings, and I'll select my scheme to test. So click on apply and OK, and it changed exactly with my previous font style and size. Select. Click on OK. Apply and OK. Then F3, 14-inch deep tall models, and any other nodes that you want to add will be good. And elevation. So here I already have this node. These are slanted shoe shelves. If I want to add anything else, and then I think I have all the nodes that I need for now. In my elevation 2, this here. I know I have a bridge shelf down there, so if I want to, I can add that node there, especially because the toe kick is the same. So bridge shelf and toe kick both will come 3 inches oversized. So instead we'll have to cut it on side and use the recamming tool. It's too big, so display settings, font, change it to 4, apply and OK. And one last time I have to do that. Another note that I will add is if I have different drawer types, like the drawer boxes, I will specify that this here in this elevation had the 5-piece and assemble drawers, and in another elevation or this model were the dovetail drawers, just so they know where to install which one. Okay, so then on my floor plan, I will do the same thing here. Of course, that will be after I clean my dimensions here a little bit. So I will just try and clean them. Sometimes when they are all together, you can just right click and select on hide and they will delete them all together. But in this case, they are separate, like single dimensions there. Okay, that was good. Okay, so let's say for some reason I'll hit escape and zoom in and out. Right click, hide. Right click and hide. Okay, so I will proceed. This is my elevation 1, my elevation 2, and my elevation 3. So I will click on F3 and type elevation 2. That's the one in the middle. I will right click or just select copy or just Control C, click on OK, and click on F3, right click, paste this. This one is my elevation 3, click on OK, and I will do it one more time, add that note for my elevation 1, and click on OK. So as you can see here, these ones are I will want to rotate this so they can be aligned with my measurements. So I will right click on rotate and move my mouse around, and then drag it and move it exactly where I want. Same thing here. Or I can also try, if I left click 2 times, when I see this arrow here, I can just do the same, move my mouse around and just stop where I want. And then just drag it, whatever is easier and faster for you. Just move this here. And the third important thing here is to create a template. When we do these designs, we usually add like a design information with all the color of the structure, the type of accessories, the colors, the installation height, the countertops that we're using, just so we can have all the information handy and visible for everyone, and to make sure those are the exact finishes and notes that we're looking for and in our design. And again, this is just for your customer and your installer. So if I click on press F3 or add note if you prefer, here I will type this project is closet 1, and type, just as an example, test, and then click on OK. If I want to use this, before I click on OK, well, yeah, I will click on OK just to show you now that I have my node in there. So if you for some reason want to have the same node in another design, you can just go back in there, click on save. I'll save this in my desktop. So let's say this was again test 1. Click on save and OK. And then if you want to add the same note again, instead of typing everything, you will go to your add edit note, go to open. I'll go to my desktop because that's where I save it. And I'll go and click on test 1, open, and I will find that there automatically. I can modify it if I want to. If not, I'll just click on OK, and that will save me some time instead of typing everything all over again. And of course, I'll just have to modify the information depending on the project that I'm working on. So just to go back there and show you our template that we typically use, so I'll just delete that and go to open. And I have that template saved in here. So it's my project description, and I have it here. And project, this is my project. I think I said it was closet, but doesn't matter. Just the name of your project. The material that I'm using is 3/4 TFL. The color that I'm using, the installation height, that is 83 and 15/16. That I'm using for accessories, the chrome shoe fences. If I'm using the black ones, I just edit this one for another project. So, but in the meantime, that's exactly what I'm using here. So I have my drawer boxes 5-piece and assemble. But in this case, I'm using the 5-piece shaker, my 5-piece shaker front. And because we have 2 options, I will specify that is the 5-piece 90 shaker front. We have a 45 too. So the drawer handles, I don't have handles in this project. And my door front profile is the same as this. So I'll just Control C, door front profile 5-piece 90 shaker front, door handles not available, and I have my oval chrome rod, oval chrome hanging rod. So I'll click on OK, and here you will have all the information in your plan view that will be visible for your installer, your customer. So again, as if you use it as a blueprint and for approval, like they will go over these notes and make sure that's exactly what they want. And of course, that's after you review all your perspective and your design. So here, for example, that's how you notice there's a mistake too. So because I said that I have shaker doors, but I don't. So for now, this customer want them flat. So I have to just go back in my notes and say that my drawer front profile is Euro flat. Click on OK. And that's all for my notes, installation notes. And the more notes and information you provide, the better. So if you have any other questions about installation notes, please contact us at support@perfectfitcanada.com. Thank you.